Hey babes, and welcome back to another video. Today I am going to be showing you how I did this super like sunset vibes. I don't know what I'm going to call this look yet, but that is literally all it reminds me of. Like, hello, can we just take a second? But yeah, if you guys want to see how I got this look, then just keep watching. I show you guys tons of tips and tricks in this video on like how to get this super glowy vibe that we are doing today. And of course I show you how to get the beautiful sunset eye. So if you guys want to be a sunset goddess with me, then just keep watching. So I'm going to go ahead and start with eyes today. I'm going to be using the Revolution Cut Crease Canvas. I've pretty much used this to do my eye base in every single video recently because, and like every time I do my makeup, period. It's just so good that I really can't get away from it. Ooh. I love it when it like is super easy to carve out the brow first. I don't know, it's very, very pleasing. I actually don't like to do this step very fast. I like to make sure that I, take my time, but I just like to make sure that it is perfect for when I go in with my eyeshadows. Otherwise, the eyeshadows aren't going to be perfect if their base isn't perfect. So there's one done. I'm going to do the other one off camera for you guys and I'll be right back. Alright guys, so I'm back. I actually decided to do one eye off camera because I was like not exactly sure what the heck I was going to do. I bought the Daisy Marquez BH Cosmetics palette collaboration. If you guys didn't know, I actually did a video of a recreation that I think Mitchell did on her for their like shoot. And for that look, I used this like really bright neon green shade a lot, like in the inner corner, and it was beautiful. But I realized I really didn't pick up the palette again after that, and I wanted to just explore and like see what I came up with myself rather than a recreation, because this is a fairly colorful palette. And the only thing I don't really like about it, I'll be honest, is these pastel-y shades. Like, I don't know, like, I don't want to say they don't compliment me because like Daisy and I are very similar in like complexion, and I don't know, like this color, these guys right here, I'm like, what am I gonna do with that? So, I'll maybe keep dipping into this palette and keep trying, but I wanted to show you guys a really cool look I did today using only her palette, which is a fun thing for me because I really like to dip into bunches of palettes. I just zoomed you guys in just a little bit. We're gonna start with the shade Flower, which is this beautiful yellow color right here, and just this like flat kind of packing on but blending brush. I found this one on eBay a few years ago and I still love it. And I honestly just went ham with this shade and picked it up and just stamped it on. I wasn't just blending right off the bat, I just kind of stamped it on. Dare I say that this yellow is better than the yellow in the James Charles palette? Like, I know, don't come for me, but like it is this, I don't know, for some reason I really like this yellow, I think a little bit more. It's almost just like easier to work with, but still gives you that same like opacity and opaqueness, and just like, look at that. Like, it is such a good yellow, honestly. Daisy did not come to play. I hadn't used the yellow yet, and oh wow, really love it. So I just basically started out this look by blowing out that yellow. And yeah, some of that's gonna get covered up, but I still think that, like, obviously you can barely see it, but it's still there. And totally think that it's worth it. If you want, once you're finished, you can go back and stamp on some more yellow and make it stand out a little bit more, which I just did. But anyway, so next we're gonna go in with another one of those. It's like, this came in a set, but this one is like a rounded angled brush, but it doesn't matter, just use any small fluffy brush. And now I'm gonna go in with the shade Karma, which is this beautiful, it's almost like an orange, a red orange kind of color. And I'm going to pack that on right below this one. This one is going to go right in my crease, and I'm doing windshield wiper motions. Let me tell you, when I went in with this shade on the other eye for the first time, I kind of freaked out and was like, oh god, I might have just like really messed this up. But I didn't. It's just like, you have to blend it out. Still at this step of this eye, I was like, what's happening? Where is this look going? I literally did this and I was like, I'm going to have to wash this off right after I'm done, because I was like, there's no way this look is even gonna be semi-wearable for me, and I'm just not gonna like it. So I just made sure to pack on the crap out of the shade, and only slightly blending it upward. I noticed that I couldn't use the same brush. Like, I couldn't use this brush to blend this out because it wasn't precise enough. So I took my Profusion blending brush, which came in the Profusion palettes that I have, and I picked up the yellow, and basically I just went on that line between the two shades and blended back and forth. So like in the part where you're like, literally I'm stamping my brush right between where, shoot, where those two shades like intersect is where I'm like blending them. And then picking up some more of the shade Flower, stamping it on a little bit. This look, I really have to say, is one of those looks that you have to, absolutely have to go back and forth and keep adding the previous shade. Okay, so now that I'm kind of content with this, I'm gonna go in. First I went in with the shade Passion Fruit, but I figured, like, I felt like it wasn't giving me the exact result that I wanted. I'm gonna go in with this Luxie 249 brush and just kind of show you guys what I mean. It just felt like it wasn't a deep enough shade. So what I ended up doing was mixing this shade and this shade, Bittersweet. They're basically the same shade. This one's just a little bit more brown. I feel like the shade Bittersweet really just like took it up a notch. So that's what I'm doing now. And basically what I did is I just packed it on this lower part of my lid right here and blended it upwards. This ended up coming all the way up here, but when I started the look, it was just, you know, very casually down here. I really recommend that if you're, obviously I'm doing one eye at a time because I had no idea what I was going to do. And I'm also filming this. Hello, yeah. Filming this for you guys. So I wanted to make sure that like what I was doing wasn't going to be a disaster before I showed you guys, or I didn't like run into any bumps along the way. But truly, I think I recommend doing both eyes at the same time, like doing this step on both eyes at the same time, doing every step on both eyes at the same time, like, you know, one and then the other, and then going back and forth, because it's harder to like, it's almost harder to remember exactly what you've done. So now I'm gonna go in back with the same brush that I used for the red, and again along the line where the like colors meet, I am adding that red again, because even with the other look I felt like I had lost it as well. So bringing that red shade back in. This is like a really pretty sunset kind of vibe. Even with this right here, I felt like I was losing it. So that's something like I just always go back and forth. You're gonna see me do that a lot. And you guys are gonna think I'm crazy, but then I took this Essence Smoky Eyes brush, which is like a little tiny blending brush. And I took the shade Cocoa, which is this deep brown, and it is like the most rich, deepest brown. And I packed it on this lower, almost like if it were a liner, but like bringing it up a little higher and packing it on right there, and then going back in with that Luxie 249 brush and just blending it out. And again, this brush is just a small blending brush. It looks very similar to the Profusion brush, like kind of in size, you know? So I'm just using that to kind of blend that brown out, but that brown gives that outer crease right here a lot of dimension, which I think it really needs. So at this step, I took my crease brush slash, you know, carving out my eye brush, and I'm going in with the Revolution Conceal and Define concealer. These are really good concealers, and Revolution actually sometimes has sales on them on Ulta where you get like buy two get one free or something like that, or buy one get one half off. And so I still have a few from when they did their last sale. I just kind of bought them in bulk because at the time it was my absolute favorite concealer. I'm just going to pick that up and cut my crease. I've started taking in the crease color past my tear duct right here because I feel like it makes my eye look bigger than it actually is. I actually have fairly small eyes, so I think that's why I like cut creases so much. They really do like make your eyes look so much bigger than they are. And then again, just looking back and forth, making sure the cut creases are even. And you can see once I wipe that color off on my hand, it comes off red. So I just keep a makeup wipe to wipe it off. And then as soon as I'm done, I always wipe off this brush because I don't like it to sit with a bunch of like colorful concealer, because the next time I use it, I'm going to go in with it to like do concealer under my eyes and stuff, under my eyebrows. So really important for me to always make sure I wipe this brush off and kind of like clean it as I use it. And then it is back to normal. So for this part, I started going in with the shade Bougie, and then I didn't really like it, so I went in with the shade Royalty instead. I have to tell you guys, Royalty is a stunning shade. I actually took it with my finger. Super buttery. This is obviously really helpful because I'm not wearing any, because I don't have any nails on, so it's super easy. But I'm just applying this shade with my finger and being very careful, trying not to go over that cut crease line. For that part right there, I will take a more precise brush. I'm just gonna, whatever is left on my finger, I'm gonna swatch it for you guys so that you guys can see what it looks like. So here's the swatch right here. And remember, this is after I've already applied it to my eye. I mean, this is just such a buttery shade, like really so smooth, so buttery. That's really the only time you guys are ever gonna see me do like swatches on my channel, is after I have already applied something with my finger, just because I don't like to waste product. I don't know if that's just me, I don't know, I can't get behind it. And then I'm going to take a little bit of the shades Royalty and Bougie, which is the gold shade, mixed together. I'm going to spritz it with my Maria Badescu spray, and then this is going to go right on top. I just think that when you're doing a cut crease and you have really nice shades like this on this part right here, bringing in a lighter shade, in this case the gold, really makes that part of the cut crease stand out. I'm actually gonna have to go back on this side because for some reason it didn't pick up as much as this one did, but like it makes it, like, it makes your eye look bigger because that light is hitting it right there. I'm also taking that shade and bringing it into the inner corner. And then if you can see, what I did here was basically, with no really extra product that I had, I just took my brush and like dragged out the shade. I think that looks super pretty. And then what you have to do is make sure that you go back and blend it out. I used the brush that I used with these two shades, so you can even pick up some more and just blend it out. When in doubt, blend it out. I'm taking just a little bit of the shade Royalty and making sure that it's blended out into that shade on the outer corner. And then with this tiny essence brush, again, I'm going to go back into the shade Cocoa and pack on some brown, because I felt like we kind of lost that darkness here. And like I said, I feel like it's super important to have that darkness on the outer corner to make this look really kind of wearable. Next, I'm going to take just a little bit of black liner. I like the NYX black liner, the matte one. It is just like a really long tube, and it's their NYX black liner. And what I'm going to do is just ever so slightly line the top of my eye like this. You can see it really doesn't make too much of a difference, but when you put lashes on, it really makes a difference. And then what I'm going to do is take a flat definer brush like this. I'm going to go to the black shade of the palette, which is the shade Matter, and kind of flick it upwards. Then I'm going to go back in with my little essence brush, go to the shade Cocoa, and blend that up. Again, it just like, it's something really subtle, but it kind of makes a difference when you're like making the eye look completely come together. So I'm going to go ahead and prime my face. I'm going to go ahead with the NYX First Base primer, and this is just like a spray primer. I really actually like it. It leaves the skin like really tacky and really plump. So I'm going to go in with my Maybelline Superstay foundation. I'm going to do 1 pump of that. I want the skin to be super glowy, so I'm going to go in with my Revolution Champagne drops, do a drop of that. I actually like to mix it into my foundation rather than putting it underneath. If I put it underneath, I feel like my foundation is full coverage enough that it covers it right up. And then I'm going to take literally the smallest dab of my Fit Me 322 foundation. It's just like a deeper skin tone than me. And I like to do that to just warm up the foundation from my regular like year-round shade because I did self-tan. And I'm just going to mix all these with my finger. I really hope that's enough. I tried to go like lighter than I normally would. Sometimes I have a heavy hand when it comes to like pumping out products, so hopefully that's enough. I don't think that was enough, honestly. But we'll see. I still have a little bit left. Okay, so that wasn't enough foundation. See, I can never, now whatever I mix is going to be too much probably, so whatever. Alright guys, so I've gone in with two concealers, my BH Studio Pro and then my L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear, and I kind of mix them together. All you can really see right now is the Full Wear one, which is lighter. And then I'm going to go in with my Fit Me powder. It's probably my favorite drugstore powder, not gonna lie. I like to make sure that whatever concealer I'm using, I make it a little bit lighter and bring it into my nose. And then whatever I have excess, I put it on the center of my forehead and my chin. This helps kind of like even out the brightness in your face. Normally I go heavy-handed enough on the concealer under my eyes that I don't have to apply any on my chin and my forehead. So that's why you guys don't see me just apply it there. So now we're going to do the lower lash line. For the lower lash line, I'm going to go back in with that tiny Essence brush. And I have no idea what I want to do, to be honest. I kind of like don't want to go in with the red. I think I'm just going to go in with the shade Bittersweet and Passion Fruit. And just run that. And then just make sure that you're connecting the like darkest parts of your eye. And then you guys know I don't like to let my bake sit too long. So I think that to blend out the lower lash line, because I feel like it's pretty stark right now, I'm going to go in with the shade Vintage, which I actually didn't use, but I feel like it kind of is the shade that was created. Actually, I don't know why I'm doing all that. I can just use this mirror. And I'm going with the tiny little Profusion brush that I've been using to kind of blend everything out. I feel like this shade is really going to tie everything together and make sure that that bottom shade doesn't look so stark. I'm like really blowing out the lower lash line today. It's not something I do on the daily, but you know, like I'm diving so full force into this palette today that kind of just makes sense. But anywho, now I'm going to go ahead and move on to do my eyebrows real quick off camera. Okay, so while I let my lashes dry, I went ahead and put some mascara on, did my brows. I'm moving my lashes to the side right now, and I'm going to go in with the Glow Revolution spray. You guys know I love this stuff. Like, honestly, can't live without it. But I actually did my eyes and eyebrows first, which I shouldn't have done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my fan and kind of like cover up maybe, or my hand. I don't exactly know what I'm going to do, to be honest, but I think actually the best thing to do might be to use the palette that I have. So, because it has like this curve right here. So, oh, it's going to get all over my robe. Okay, I'm ready. I really love it. I think it leaves such a beautiful, like, effortless kind of glow. Honestly, it didn't get too much on my robe, which is awesome. But you can totally see it on the skin. There are some, like, heavier water droplets up here, so I'm just gonna blend those out with my highlighting brush. So, my lashes are still drying, but I'm gonna go ahead and try and pop them on. I think they're kind of ready. I don't want them to be too dry because then they won't stick. So you also have to keep that in mind. I was gonna go with a less dramatic lash than this one, but I felt like that would almost be counterintuitive because I have a sunset sky on my eyes. I love this bronzer because number one, it's not super expensive. I mean, it's more expensive than most drugstore bronzers, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's like 15 bucks. But it is so beautiful and so natural looking. This is like the perfect nose contour shade. It looks kind of like starker on camera. I keep saying that because it's kind of true. In person, it looks more natural. But what I'm doing is I'm taking my brush to the side now and I'm kind of flicking upwards. I watched the Tati video with Scott Barnes and felt very inspired. So I actually went out and purchased this, which is like his secret weapon when it comes to like a glowy chest and like body. So if you guys kind of want me to try and recreate those steps with products that I already have and stuff like that, obviously I'm not going to go out and buy his lashes and his things, but like doing the makeup in that order is like really different for me, so I totally wouldn't mind trying it. But for my bronzer, I'm going to go in with the Morphe bronzer in the shade Icon. This bronzer was like 20 bucks, so not the cheapest, but also it's really good. I love the color. It's not too, this is the lightest one that they came out with, and it's not too warm, but also like it's warm enough that like it is actually bronzer, you know. So now I'm gonna go in with contour, and I'm gonna use my NYX palette. I've really been trying to use this to just like, you know, use it, because for a while there I was only doing bronzer. I don't know why. So I'm gonna go in with the black real quick and just stamp it on my lashes to cover up the band, because if you can see right here, there is a little bit of like shininess, and that is just from like previous eyeshadow and stuff that I didn't wear eyeliner with, and it like fell onto the lash band. And that's normal, it happens, but I like to cover it up, especially if like pictures or anything. If I'm in a rush, I just, you know, don't bother with it, but it's probably the best thing to do. Next, I'm gonna go in with my Broken Wet n Wild highlighter. Honestly, I'm gonna use this until it falls apart, which it has, but I'm gonna use it till it really falls apart and like I'm completely done with the product. So I really feel like for some reason this Real Technique sponge is like not wet. I don't know why. So I'm actually gonna try something different. I'm gonna spray it with my Revolution spray. Ooh, that's a really nice way to get like a targeted glow. Lovely. I'm gonna start doing that. Oh my goodness, that's beautiful. Wow. I stamp it on the back of my hand first just to like kind of be safe. I know that's like crazy, but I don't put it on my nose because my nose already gets like so greasy throughout the day that we don't need that. We don't know her. But that's a nice way to like glow up the skin. And then I'm gonna take my highlighter. This is in the shade Precious Petals. If you know me, you know I'm using this one like all the time. I have two. I have a backup one because I honestly thought these were going to be limited edition when they came out. So I bought two. But I just love this product for like an all over glow. I love it to put it in the center of my cheeks right here to kind of like create a gradient between my highlight and my bronzer. I've said that before, but I like to say it in pretty much every video so you guys know why I do things per said video. I'm going to go in with my BH Cosmetics highlighting palette, and I'm actually going to take this shade Glow from this palette to highlight my brow bone. I feel like Daisy's palette doesn't have like a nice, just like middle of the road kind of highlighting shade. All the ones that are there like are super intense, which I mean like is fine because I have another palette, but just wanted to let you guys know why I'm going with her palette for that part. I'm also going to do with that shade Glow and pop it. Oh, that is too light. I'm going to go in with the shade Dream, which is like an orangey kind of champagne color. There we go. Beautiful. Then I'm going to take just a little bit. I tapped off most of the excess, and I'm putting just a little on my nose. I'm going to go in with the Casey Holmes Collab highlight. I think this is like the most beautiful highlight on the market, and I think it's so funny that it's like in this quad. I wonder if other of their highlights are this amazing, but it says that this one's limited edition, and I don't know if they have one that is this like champagne-y gold, so it is seriously my favorite freaking highlight. I love it so much. I love this look. I didn't think I was gonna like it, but I'm like, I'm impressed myself. I'm gonna go in with my Too Faced 3-in-1 Hangover Spray. I have to warn you guys, that one leaves like a really, it has a really nice smell, but it's a little bit strong, and it like, it comes out like it's coming for you. But this is the spray that I used on my wedding day, and it like really sets your makeup. Wow, I don't think my makeup, I mean, I say this probably all the time, but I don't think my makeup has looked this good in a hot minute. I love it. Oh my god, I completely forgot about blush. Who am I? I'm gonna go with Milani Luminoso because I feel like it's just like the perfect glowy blush, and today I'm feeling glowy. And it's just like a really pretty peachy blush, not too much. It's been a while since I've thought my face makeup looked good enough without. I actually feel like it needs to be more peachy, so I'm going to take this like super orangey blush from this Anastasia, I was going to say quad, but there's only 3 shades in here. This is in the shade Peachy Love, which is a little peachy, so perfect. Okay, so it's just down to lips at this point. You guys pretty much know my routine by now, so... But I'm actually going to go with a different lip liner. This one is when I purchased this one and I've worn it so many times that this is a repurchase. And this is in the shade Nothing But Nude in the Sephora Contour Rouge Gel Lip Liners. It is really... look at how shiny my thumb is from that spray. But it is like a perfect kind of peachy nude. And I say peachy nude because the other one I used pulls a little bit more pink. This one pulls a little bit more nude, you know? And it's one of my favorite lip liners. And when it says it is a gel lip liner, like it really is so smooth. Like I can go like this and pull it in from the outer parts. And then I'm going to go in with the e.l.f. lipstick in the shade Touch of Nude. I think I've just really been loving this lipstick because it is literally like my perfect nude. And then again with this e.l.f. lip product, this one is Champagne Glam. Love this one. I'm literally like using it till its last breath. There's like barely anything in here, but I'm getting it out. And then just to like highlight the center of my lips, I'm gonna go in with the Revolution lip topper in the shade Exquisite. I really do think this is not like a super lip gloss. It's like literally a lip topper. It just gives you that like perfect like pouty center to your lips. Alright babes, so I'm all ready. I threw on these little earrings. They're blue. I don't know, I just felt like I've never worn them. And then just like a cute little white top. And I'm gonna try the Scott Barnes trick of the Neutrogena Ultra Sheer Body Mist Sunscreen SPF 30. Wow, that's a mouthful. I'm like kind of afraid. Is that weird? For my chest and my arms, you can see that they're like kind of glowy. I used the Dr. Teal's Moisturizing Bath and Body Oil in the scent Coconut Oil. It doesn't smell like raw coconut oil. I talked about it in my tanning video, and then I also went in with the Glow Revolution spray. That thing has become like a staple in my collection lately, and now I'm really excited to try this. A little bit nervous, not gonna lie, but you know, here we go. I'm pressing. Oh! Okay, you have to like unlock it. No? What did I do? Okay, got it. Ah! That's cold. Dude, if I didn't feel like I was at the beach before. Ooh, and sunscreen. Ooh, it stings a little on my arms because I shave my arms. But, you know, sunscreen's good for you. And look at that glow. He was like, I don't know if you guys saw that video, but like Scott Barnes was low-key like, I don't want to share this, but like I'm gonna share this kind of vibe. I'm obsessed with looking glowy in the summertime, like this like bronzy glow. And I feel like this look honestly calls for it. I mean, just hello. This is the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Definitely check out this palette. I mean, it's so affordable, and I've created some really cool looks with it. I think both of the looks that I've done with it are just so phenomenal that it's like worth picking up just to like try something different, get yourself a little bit out of the box if you're not super comfortable with color. So I really do like that palette, and I don't think it was like overly priced or anything. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you are not subscribed already, hit that subscribe button down below, and I will see you lovelies in my next video.